Dongqing ground, Air China 738, request push and start.
Air China 738, Chongqing ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face north.
Approved, face north, Air China 738. Before start checklist.
Flight radar. Closed and locked. MCP.
Release parking brakes, please.
Set and checked.
Takeoff speed.
Commencing
Set
push.
and checked.
All engines
CDU
clear.
perfect.
Start at
Completed.
will.
Rudder and aileron trim.
3 and 0.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Are you sure about that? Anti-collision light. On. Before start checklist complete.
Start sequence is 2 then 1.
Check.
Start engine 2.
Starting engine 2. Oil pressure. Starter cutout. Number 2 stable.
Start engine 1.
Please set parking brakes.
Starting engine 1. Oil pressure.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
Starter cutout. Number 1 stable.
Flaps 5. Flight controls check complete. Before taxi checklist.
Generators. On. Probe heat. On. Anti-ice. Off. Isolation valve. Auto. Engine start switches. Continuous. Recall.
Check.
Check. Auto brake. RTO. Engine start levers.
Idle detent.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Clear. Before taxi checklist complete.
Junking ground. Air China 738. Request taxi runway 19er.
Air China 738, runway 21, taxiway, Foxtrot Zulu 1, Juliet, Hotel 7.
Runway 21. Taxi via Foxtrot Zulu 1 Juliet Hotel 7. Air China 738. Runway 21 via Foxtrot Zulu 1 Juliet Hotel 7. Air China 738. Clear left.
Clear right.
Before takeoff checklist.
Flaps.
5 green light. Five green light.
Stabilizer trim.
4.78 units. Set and checked. Check.
Air China 738. Contact Chongqing Tower 124.35.
Set and checked.
Before takeoff checklist completed.
124.35 Air China 738. Good morning, Chongqing Tower, Air China 738, ready to go, runway 19er.
Air China 738, Chongqing Tower, runway 21, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 21, Air China 738. Before takeoff procedure.
Okay. Cabin crew, take your seats. Clear on the approach. Cabin is still not secure.
Takeoff. Takeoff.
Thrust at 80 knots.
Check.
V1. Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up. .400 feet.
Air China 738, reset transponder. Squawk 0010.
Squawk 0010, Air China 738.
Air China 738, contact Chongqing departure 125.2.
125.2, Air China 738.
Maintain vertical speed. Maintain.
Negative Chongqing departure on 125.2.
Good morning, Chongqing departure. Air China 738, 4,500.
Clear of conflict.
Air China 738, Chongqing departure identified. Climb to
Flaps
level
1.
180.
Climb to flight level 180, Air China 738. Flaps up. After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds on. Flex. Auto. Landing gear. Up and off. Flaps. Up. No lights. After takeoff checklist complete. Happy to release the cabin crew?
Okay.
Okay. Flight level 100. Happy to release the cabin?
Affirmative.
Okay.
Transition set standard.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may now use
Standard
your
set.
laptop computers
Passing
and other
flight level.
portable electronic
1,
devices.
1, 4. Now.
Select Command A.
Autopilot on.
We departed Chongqing 1 hour 36 minutes ago. Or checked that 2 hours ago. And one of the things I'm going to test for my arrival into Tibet is how beyond ATC vectors me into this high altitude airport that is surrounded by terrain, significant terrain. We're going to be landing in a runway that's 11,700 feet above sea level as well. I've already been vectored into heading 240, so I'm no longer on my LNAV course. Going by the weather, SimBrief initially had us runway 28 left, and right now the wind is pretty much from the opposite side, but only like a 3 knots, so it might still wind up being 28 left. The primary takeoff and runways, landing runways in Tibet seem to always be both 28 runways left and right. So I'm going to go ahead and request descent, and let's see how we do. If Beyond ATC tries to fly me into a mountain, I heard that's some of the current limitations with this early access version. I'll go ahead and take over on my own. I have my ILS frequency tuned in just in case. So we have a plan B in case Beyond ATC does not get us there safely. Chengdu Control, Air China 738, ready for descent.
Air China 738, interceptor 28 left localizer, descend to 18,000 feet, QNH, Gonggar Airport landing runway 28 left.
Descend to 18,000 feet, QNH, landing runway 28 left. And I pull my weather from Active Sky, so the QNH is 1013. SimBrief could not provide any weather data for Tibet. So let's go to 18,000, and 18,000 is actually below some of the peaks. Right now the highest peak in this area is almost 21,000 feet above sea level. So again, I have my terrain radar on, and I am ready to do my own thing if Beyond ATC is not vectoring me properly. Also curious to see the transition level. So they have us at transition level 266. So 10,000 feet to go before that. Okay.
Alpha. Gonggar Airport Information Alpha, 2305 Zulu, landing and departing runways 28 right, 28 left, transition level 266, 5G notice in effect. Advise on initial contact, you have Information Alpha.
So you can see that there is no weather report, but you still get the ATIS information for the airport. And the valley is clearly displayed here on the navigation display. And you can see the valley in front of us as well. So very beautiful visibility here in the Himalayas. So even though we have an ILS assignment, it's going to be visual. At least that's my plan. We'll see. Again, I'm really keeping my eyes or my ears tuned in to see what the beyond ETC vectoring looks like. I've already made a few videos, more than a few videos, since beyond ETC's release back on May 5th, more or less. And for an early release, I'm really enjoying the program. So I made a joke about crashing into a mountain because of beyond ETC vectoring. It's a work in progress. It's those little kind of things you can tolerate while the program gets better. And those of you who are using beyond ETC realize they are pushing an update almost daily, which is great. So they're always making it better and better. And I'm looking forward to the eventual capacity to inject up to 10 AI aircraft. And obviously at the busier airports, because here we're not going to see a lot of traffic. They do have a lot of flights in and out of Lhasa here in Tibet, but right now I'm not seeing too much traffic. I'm using FSTL, which actually does parallel real world traffic very well. Okay, this is expected of flight sim. You're always going to get an altitude warning when you have a landing at an airport above 10,000 feet. In real life, I've been a passenger landing in La Paz, which is 13,000 feet, and Cusco, which is 11,000 feet. I'm trying to think if in real life I've landed in any other airports that exceed 10,000. I think those are the main two in the Andes. And it's pretty neat too.
Air China 738, contact Lhasa approach 119.0.
119.0. Lhasa approach, Air China 738 with Alpha, passing flight level 250.
Air China 738, verify information Alpha.
I thought I just did. Okay, let's try it again. Air China 738, information Alpha.
Air China 738, Lhasa approach, QNH, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 28 left. Jiangbei, Jiangbei.
Expect radar vectors, ILS runway 28 left, QNH 1013, Air China 738.
Air China 738, 10 miles from side 28L, turn right, heading 330, maintain 17,600 feet until established on the final approach course. Cleared ILS runway 28 left. So, mine, I.
Turn right heading 330, descend maintain 17,600 until established on the approach course for ILS 28 left, Air China 738. Transition level, altimeter 1013. Set.
1013, set, passing 2,300. Now.
Approach checklist.
Altimeters.
1013 set.
1013, set. Approach checklist complete. Cabin crew, prepare for landing.
Okay, I mentioned we are with very good visual conditions, so I'm going to report myself as established here and just hand fly this thing down to the ground. Makes flying a lot more fun than relying on automation. Let's see, we are 38 miles from the airfield, 9,000 feet above the ground. Okay, I'm ready to hand fly. My airplane.
Autopilot off.
Traffic.
Okay, there's a little bit of traffic here. I expected some flights. I was looking at the departure arrival board, and this airport is relatively busy considering its isolation, but I'm sure there's a lot of high demand.
Both on the Aorus bikini and open or close window shades. Please ensure your hand flag is securely stowed. All electronic devices must be switched to flight mode.
Last approach, Air China 738 established.
In order to comply with safety regulations, the cabin crew will now
Air China 738, confirmed.
If you have some service items left over, please hand them over to the cabin crew. Thank you.
Never flown into Tibet on the simulator, even less in real life, but I'm looking forward to this. It's definitely very scenic. Well, that's the runway, so I think I'm a little high. Let's see. Yeah, because I have a 42 nautical miles on my crack.
To level.
So might need to. Let me see.
Final approach fix. Height checked. Missed approach altitude is not set.
I'm gonna make a few turns here.
Caution, terrain.
And here's the terrain I was talking about, so we gotta be careful about that. I'm optimistic I can slow down enough not to have to go around. I'm just gonna make I think I'm gonna just make some S turns here. That should work.
Bank angle, bank angle, bank angle.
And my plane is climbing.
Bank angle, bank angle.
Flaps 1. There's plenty of room to
Air China 738, contact the Hasa Tower 118.25.
make a 360 here. .25 Air China 738. Lhasa Tower, Air China 738, inbound, ILS runway 28 left.
Air China 738, Lhasa Tower, continue.
Continue, Air China 738. Yeah, despite the terrain, there's plenty of room to
Fly the deck.
do
Okay,
this
thanks.
360
Captain,
degree
the
turn.
cabin is secure.
So, we're fine. I'm sure it's not within procedure, within the standard operating procedures here, but we got great visibility. So let's just make the best of it.
Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Bank angle.
I also have active sky connected, and they usually have pretty good turbulence effects. And active sky is connected to the weather info here. I know this kind of terrain can cause a lot of turbulence,
Radio altimeter alive.
but the
Cabin
last
caretaker
check on the ground, the wind was only blowing, I think, from 1 to 1 at 3 knots, so pretty much calm. Flaps 5. And I think that traffic is going to land before us, which is fine. There's a run. A little more airspeed here. Gear down. Gear down, flaps 15.
Gear down.
One of my, I guess, coordination tasks is to remember to mute and unmute FS2 crew, since I am talking to Beyond ATC, and if I'm narrating the video like I'm doing right now. So sometimes I might forget to mute or unmute. The dangerous part is that FS2 crew will pick up the slightest voice and will start a completely unrelated checklist if you're not careful, so just try to watch out for that.
Traffic.
I can also reset this traffic. Yeah, let me go ahead and reset it. I want it to be... I don't want to be flying information with somebody for approach. Flaps 30.
Check speed.
Landing checklist.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Speed brake.
Armed.
Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
30. Green light.
Landing checklist complete.
Clear.
Air China 738, runway 28 left, cleared to land.
Clear to land. Runway 28 left. Air China 738. The city scenery and airport are made by Samsung 3D. They've covered a lot of Asian metropolis.
Landing altitude is 11700.
As well as airports.
Recall. Check. Auto brake. Level 3. Landing data.
Cancel checklist.
Roger.
1,000.
1000 feet. Stable.
Continue. That's what I was saying about remembering to mute your first officer, otherwise they could misinterpret your voice.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate.
50, 30, 20, 10.
Speed brake up. Reverse is normal. Auto brakes this out.
Manual braking.
Check. 60 knots.
Check. Okay to clean up.
Air China 738, exit left at Alpha 4.
Exit left at Alpha 4. Air China 738. Start the APU. Start the APU.
Starting the APU.
Good morning, Lhasa Ground. Air China 738, request taxi gate 12.
Oxygen.
Air China 738, welcome to Gonggar Airport, gate 12 taxi via Alpha 4, Alpha, Bravo 3, Bravo.
Gate 12 via Alpha 4, Alpha Bravo 3, Bravo, Air China 738. Cancel checklist.
Roger.
Like I said, it's my first time here, so I want to look outside. It's very scenic. The terrain around the airport, there's a lot more open space than I thought. There's definitely a lot of terrain surrounding the airport, but as you saw during the approach, I was able to turn around when I was too high and come back without having to overfly the airfield or do a missed approach. But it's a very well done airport by Samsung 3D, and they also have a detailed Lhasa city, which is behind the mountains here, so you can't see it. and we'll make our way over to gate 12. And again, you saw my first officer starting different checklists because I was not muting my first officer, so it will misinterpret words very easily if you're not following the exact script. So again, for me, it's just a matter of balancing both Beyond ATC and FS2 crew. And my wish is for both developers to get together and figure out a way to integrate both programs better. And as many of you know, in reality, if I'm the pilot in command, it should be my first officer operating the radios and talking to ATC. But again, Beyond ATC came out like 5 weeks ago, and I'm really enjoying it, so I don't mind doing the radio operations. But it's obviously more manually intensive if I'm hand flying the aircraft, if I'm talking to the first officer, if maintaining my bearings. It's definitely more manually intensive. It requires a lot more attention. But again, very enjoyable, no complaints. And it's 11 p.m. here in the US, or 10 p.m. in the US. I wouldn't mind departing here, but I'll do it tomorrow. It's getting late. Lights and doors.
Check. Cabin crew disarm doors and check.
So the airport comes with its own marshaller, and GSX has its own marshaller as well. So that's why you can see the dueling marshallers here. That's fine. What I wound up in what line? A300 line. Oh, so I'm thinking this was a wide body gate, but it said medium on GSX. But that works for me. That's fine. Shutdown checklist.
Fuel pumps off. Probe heat on. Hydraulic panel set. Flaps
up.
Parking brake
set.
Engine start levers
cut off.
Weather radar
off.
Off. Shutdown checklist complete.
The boarding requested.
I think the airports that use this marshaller program, the marshaller never goes away after you park. So, but I don't know if I can disable it now that I'm using GSX. Either way, the airport looks really good. And I think, well, it's not I think. I know in real life China has made a massive modernization drive in many of its airports, including Lhasa here. So considering the location, the challenging terrain, Beyond ATC did a pretty good job vectoring me. I think I just probably should have started my descent a lot sooner. But very good flight overall, I think. So I'm gonna keep testing beyond ATC. I definitely would encourage folks who don't have any ATC programs to give it a try. I went ahead and bought the supporters version, so I paid a little extra. I think, yeah, $30 more. But that goes to supporting the developer, and this is a pretty big development for flight sim. And I know a lot of you use VATSIM and like VATSIM. If you're happy with VATSIM, keep using VATSIM. But I'm very happy with Beyond ATC, and I know they caution that the development cycle can be up to 2 years, but they're moving pretty fast. So I'm very confident that we'll see more and more upgrades, and I'm looking forward to them interacting with the surrounding traffic, especially when we get to the busier airports, and see how they vector the traffic. Again, I'm using FSTL, and their plan is to integrate FSTL as best as they can. When you look at, you cannot see the menu here on this screen, but you can specify, it's not operational yet obviously, but once you can vector traffic, you can specify anywhere between 5 and 10 aircraft being injected into Beyond ATC's situational awareness, if you will. So I'm looking forward to that, like I said. Okay, thank you for watching. We'll see you very soon. Take care, have a great weekend.